Hi, I'm Sherry Lewin with Thrive Clermont. We want to give a big thank you to the entrepreneurs who served as volunteer instructors in our Fall Adulting series. We've edited this down by speaker, and we hope you enjoy.
Thank you for having me. My husband and I own Dash Sports, as we said, and we owned Gear for Multisport. We actually called it Gear for Multisport before this past July, July 2019. We rebranded and expanded. So that was a learning experience in itself. And we're still continuing to learn how to scale and grow in our new space. We are able to have many more events and things. And so that's a whole new learning experience. We didn't do much marketing before we moved because we were in such a small space. We were always afraid of too many people coming into the space. So it's a whole new adventure for us in the marketing our business as well. I started my entrepreneurial journey at about the age of 7 when I loved cleaning my mom's brass and decided to make postcards and handed them out and took them to her friends' houses to see if they would hire me to polish their brass. From there, I was a babysitter for many, many years. And as soon as I could get a job at the Gap, I did. And so I was also class president and things where I had to come up with my own ideas for proms and put on events and things like that. And so I think my entrepreneurial spirit started very young, and I've just followed it ever since a very young age. It's one thing we're in our businesses each and every day and doing the tasks of each day, and to look back and to see where we've come from and what we've learned along the way. I think it's important to be introspective in that way. And then also to continue learning from those in our industry or those outside our industry that might have some insight for us. So I actually use my time in my car that driving to our kids go to school in Orlando. And so I use that time to listen to podcasts and to audibles and all instead of just listening to like music or something, which is nice sometimes too. I also aqua jog quite a bit. And so I actually listen to my audibles or podcasts in my industry during that time. And so I learn what other retail stores, but it may be, Amazon shop and go stores or, what they're doing over in India, like lots of different aspects of retail that I would not have ever known about because I'm just in my store if I hadn't listened to the podcasts that stay up to date. Sort of like listening to news, a newsreel focused on your own industry each week. So I enjoy that. Okay. So I'd say my first mentors were my parents. They own their own business for 40 years, and my dad just retired, and he's now thinking of another business to have. And so now I get to mentor them a bit through that. But they just showed how to run a Christian-based, just high standard business that's very different from mine, but from ours, but it just taught me a lot. So I learned a lot through osmosis of just living in the same household of entrepreneurs. And I'd say now we are frequently calling other running stores that we know of that are maybe bigger than ours, that have more history, have more stores, fronts, and asking questions and learning from them. And then I have some wonderful friends who are in business, sometimes not for themselves, sometimes they're employees, but I always learned a lot from talking with them and sharing ideas. So mentors and learning can be everywhere. And it's just a matter of, to me, how you look for it and then taking those lessons in.
If you guys could do it all again, if you could turn the clock back 15, 20, 30 years, would you do the same thing again?
Possibly go bigger earlier. than 13 years, but it was just the time of the timing of Clermont and the timing of family and things like that.
Okay, so to close up, do you have a word of wisdom for our teens, or a tip or something that you wish somebody had told you when you were a teenager that you would like to share with the rest of the team?
I would add that even if you're passionate about something, if you have some stops and some red lights along the way, to keep at it and to take those as learning experiences, and don't see them as roadblocks, but something that you can learn from and get over. So that's, we all have had those, and you all are just starting on your journey of figuring yourself out and figuring what you want to do and what your path is in life. And you're going to have some red lights and some yellow lights, and they can turn into green lights later.
We hope you enjoyed this video. We want to thank our sponsors who made it possible, as well as our partnership with the Refugee Film School, who supported the editing of these short videos. If you're interested in being a future sponsor or instructor, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks.